So you're looking for ways to make the advisor's life easier.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, I've never like tried to kind of make it more difficult or harder or like, you know, prevent business at all. Like I'm just not that way inclined at all. It's just about doing the right thing for the client, and I think compliance people, you know, it's about having ethics and morals. And I think sometimes with advisors, I wouldn't say they have that all the time, but they're working from a different point of view to me, you know. And often I don't sit in front of a client like, you know, like we're doing, which is kind of like how the advisor and the client would be. And so I try to be empathetic in terms of like I'm sat in an office saying, oh, you need to do this, you need to do that. But actually when it gets down to it and they're sat in front of the client, how easy is it for them to do what I've asked them to do or have that difficult conversation? So it's trying to find ways that work for both of us, like so they're kind of, you know, getting the FCA points done, but are they doing it in a way that is more comfortable for the client and they're not offending anyone and things like that. So
it's a team effort.
Yeah, definitely.
Without a shadow of a doubt. If you look at it in like a football team, you know, you've got the financial advisors. They love this. They're like the strikers, aren't they? They're out there scoring the goals.
Think that,
But then you've got the midfielders and you've got the defenders, you know, and you don't have those individuals protecting you at the back, making sure that nothing slips past them, and you know all that hard work they're putting in can be taken away in a second, you know, and you need different types of people within the business looking after the team, and that's essentially what it is, isn't it? Compliance, and that's the way that I have always understood it. I used to work for Aviva and I was a trainer for Aviva, so I used to train out like pension products and investment products, and God, if you ask me that stuff now, do you remember A-Day, when A-Day came out? Like I had to train that out to loads of like customer service people, basically. That was what it was. And I remember I used to work quite closely with compliance, because if I had any training content, then I had to take it to them. So then I'd pick and choose who I took it to. Because some of them, like you said, would get the red pen out, can't say that, can't say that, can't say that. And some would say, you can say that, and I get what you're saying, but say it in this way. And I was like, okay, cool. So they gave me like flexibility on what I could say, whereas some were just like, no. And the problem I had was in the way I was creative, and I was trying to train people who were like 18, 19, 20 years old, straight out of school or university or whatnot. How do I make a pension sound interesting?
Exactly, yeah.
Enough for them to be able to understand and not also mislead any customer who's asking up for an evaluation or something like that, you know. But I worked with compliance in a way that I could see both sides of it. But I would pick and choose who I went to, you know, because I wanted the result that I wanted.
Yeah.
What's the most interesting thing about your job?
I think it's just very varied. Like there's like since I've been here, I would say no day has been the same. So it's just, and I think that's the thing with compliance. It's just like there are a lot of other interactions. So like sometimes you can have like HR interactions. So as an example, you know, we have to check the references that come through for the advisors. Are they completed properly? Are there any gaps? So I think when you talk about compliance, people don't realise that it has quite a lot of impact in other departments. I'm dealing with quite a lot of the acquisitions at the moment. Like I've never dealt with acquisitions before. So for me, that's really, you know, like brand new. And again, because it's new, it's interesting. You know, it's been challenging at times, but like you said, you know, you can't grow without challenges. So that's just, I've had no experience in that at all. So that's been really interesting. So it's just very varied. I think that's what I like about it. Like, and I think, you know, do you think that it's like that with any compliance kind of officer role at most firms, that it is, you can kind of just be pulled this way, pulled that way, like depending on kind of what's more important at that time?